The following is a presentation of TFNN.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes!
Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the May 20th. Marvelous Monday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely, folks, treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is truly what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is a great tool to start off with. Each and every Monday, each and every morning, each and every day, because we do it anyways. It's called the power of questions. You know, questions control our focus from the moment that we wake to the moment that we go to sleep, sometimes even while we are sleeping. Questions, folks. Now, questions, this is key. They can either be empowering or they can be disempowering. The choice makes all the difference in the world, at least in our world, your world. It's the difference between being happy and sad, successful or not, and the ability, folks, to make the impossible possible or the improbable probable. If you were to ask someone why they have not achieved a certain goal in life that they've had for quite a while, most of the time they'll blame it on resources, things like time, money, education, things like that, things that maybe folks might call circumstances. But folks, circumstances truly are like the wind. They happen to all of us, no matter what. The key is what each of us do with our circumstance. Now, the best way to handle circumstances, good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. It's a two-step process, and we must always remind ourselves that knowing what to do is different than doing what we know. First, we must, and this is a must, folks, we must change our state, because making any choice from a state of weakness, well, that will put you at a disadvantage. That means, obviously, put yourself in a strong state out there. Now, most of the times you're going to do that while standing. You can stand. I could ask you to stand right now and place yourself in where you believe you are the strongest. Your feet would be positioned in a certain way, but you could actually change your actual state by changing your physiology. Changing our state first, folks, by changing our physiology just simply means finding your center, finding your place of strength. Once you've done that, then what I want you to do is you'd breathe like you would breathe if you were certain of your outcome. Walk like you would walk if you were to know that you were going to go ahead and be successful out there. Changing your physiology when you need to make or changing your state as well when you need to make a decision, folks, make sure you are coming from a place of strength. The next element that controls our state, well, that's our focus and our words. And these two things go hand in hand. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And always make sure you are asking empowering questions. Don't ask yourself, what are we going to do now? Ask, what am I willing to do to make it the way that I want it? Or what am I willing to do to achieve my outcome? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or what could I learn from this? Or ask yourself, how can you enjoy the process? And what are you willing not to do in order to achieve your outcome? Change your state, folks. Change your question, and you will change your world. We can't change the circumstances, only what we do with those circumstances and how we decide that we're going to deal with them. If you want a better life, just simply ask a better question. It is as simple as that. So let's go ask the question, what are these markets doing out here right now? We've got futures off just a bit. You've got the Dow futures off about 16, S&P off about maybe 2, so pretty flat out there for the S&P. NASDAQ futures off 6, Russell 2000 down about 4 points right now. King dollar on the move. It's back 21 ticks right now, but no big deal for the king out there. Gold right now, Goldilocks trading out at 13.53. Big moves overnight in both gold and silver. Right now, you've got silver off 3.5%, down 77 cents. In fact, 0.777. We don't see that. That sounds like somebody clanking the one-armed bandit in Las Vegas. That is trading out at 21.58. By the way, light sweet crude trading off 57 ticks out at 95.46. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call. Would love to be able to work with you, take a look at any of your stocks, anything that you're looking at. Maybe the two of us can figure out what is going on with inside your equity. If we take a quick peek around the world here, you had Asia up last night across the board. Well, across the board by taking a look at the Nikkei, which was up 222. That was up about 1.5%. The Hang Seng up 410, about 1.8% out there. And the Shanghai up 0.7%, up 18 points. Of course, it was a good handoff that the markets here in the U.S. gave to Asia to go ahead and open up with. Over in the U.K. right now, the FTSE's off about 10 points. No big deal there. The DAX is up 17. If you are watching us on Tiger TV, thanks so much for doing that. You're actually looking in at the ES mini chart here, the 30-minute chart, the EKG, the breathing pattern of the marketplace out here. Now, if you're listening on the radio or your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, thank you so much for doing that. Remember, you can always get the live stream of this show by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see that button. 3 little smartphones. Click on that, and you will be taken to the live stream of the show. You'll see my charts live. If you'd like to see them in HD, then while you're at the homepage of TFNN.com, just sign up for the Tiger's Den. You'll be able to see everything as clear as can be, almost in like 3D out there. Right now, we're looking at the ES Mini. It's traded 1661 out here. I've really been trading, off a bit ever since it opened up last night, but not right now, neither overbought nor oversold. It's got a long way to go before it breaks down. A real breakdown would be, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, probably getting below this little green squiggly line on it's not so squiggly, kind of constant here on my screen. That is the 200-period exponential moving average. Right now, that would be a price point of about 1651, so about 10 points below where we are trading right now. You start to break that level. In fact, if we go ahead and we pull the ES Mini back here, we will see that the ES Mini has been above that 200-period exponential moving average ever since about 10:30 in the morning on May the 2nd out there. So that is an area where, if you're looking to see where a market may be breaking down at this stage on the 30-minute chart, that would be the first place where I would be watching and targeting. Otherwise, even coming back and testing that 200-day EMA, well, you could almost consider that bullish here. Right now, that would be, the last time we saw that was at about 12:30 in the afternoon on May the 10th. Just simply, 10 days ago. So it's been a while since the 200-period exponential moving average has been touched out here. Again, about 1651 or so on the ES Mini on the 30-minute chart. We go peeking. What we should do here first is let's go over and let's take a look at Goldilocks and Hi-Ho Silver. Let's take a look at silver first. Silver breaking down through that. Now I'm looking at the continuous contract. So on the continuous contract, the low of $22 even, Steven, on April 16th. That's the number, 200,000 contracts out there. We know that both for 2 days here, what silver did was got very close to that level, stopped just before that swing point low. The first was on May 16th. That was on Thursday as it got down to 22.06. And then on Friday only got down to a low of 22.10. Just simply recharged its batteries, and it recharged its batteries. And when it opened up last night, immediately began moving down. Got down to a low of $20.25. Right now trading at $21.57. So at $21.57, you're below that swing point here from April the 16th. Volume-wise, so far this morning, we've seen about 30, well, not this morning, but since it began trading last night, we've seen 37,000 contracts already. On Friday, all we saw were 45,000 contracts, 60 on May 16th. So we've got some volume picking up to the downside in silver. Where is it likely to head to? Well, if we go take a look at the weekly chart of silver, you're familiar with this. If you've been watching us on Tiger TV, this is the pattern. By the way, this here, I did not update this chart here just yet. I went and took a look at the numbers as I do over each weekend, and that's the commitment of traders' positions and the commercials, the big money out in the marketplace. They are at their smallest net short position in almost like forever. So the large commercials out here, they're signaling, an important low. Now, where is that important low likely to be formed? Well, first of all we really have to do is pay attention to the charts and pay attention to any kind of bullish reversal signal. Price-wise, price projection-wise, it would be right around the 1730-ish range at 1730. In fact, if we just simply, let's see what the exact numbers are here. If you come off of the swing point low from October 31st, 2008, now you're dealing with a price point of $8.40. That's the low all the way up to the high that was formed on April the 29th. That's out at 49.82 out. 49. Where is it? I lost it right here. 49.82. I was right the first time. You will see at $17.26. That is actually the .786 retracement. You can see 24.22. That was .618. When you get below a floor like that, when you get down an elevator, you go down, in this case here, to the next floor. That likely area for the next floor, right around 1726. I can't tell you if that's going to be the exact number. I know that's the range that we should be watching. That's what we should be looking for. It could come before then, most certainly. But what you want, but that would be an ideal trade setup for us. If we just turn this tool on here real quick, let me see what the expansion. So what we are seeing here. So this is interesting. So if we take a look at expansions of swing points, again, we're looking at the weekly chart, and if we take a look at coming off of the low here from June 29th, that was at a price level of 26.10. So we're going to use that swing point low all the way up to the swing point high that was put in on October the 5th, as silver had made a retracement back to the 35.44 level. You will see at the price mark of $20.33, 20.333. The low so far that we've seen is 20.25. That is a 1.618 expansion of that set of swing points. Let's actually go ahead and draw that little pattern out here. That would be a Gartley pattern. So if you were wondering, hey, you said, Steve, why did silver, even though it opened lower, and why did it travel to where it did this morning? Well, taking a look at an expansion of swing points, knowing that was one of those wonderful Fibonacci summation numbers out there, well, that's your reason why. If we take a look at it, there is, we'll make this a different color here. Let me do this here. Let's make this a nice yellow color out here. So what you can see is that coming in at that $20.261 level, you had a 1.618 expansion of that swing point. No bullish candle here just yet. Let's see here. Yeah, you could easily form a hammer candle today inside gold. So right now, I would say the low is going to come in somewhere between 20.27, where we're at, that 1.618 expansion, and most likely right around $17.26. At $17 and change, that's nothing more than just simply the consolidation pattern that it broke, that it was in, was $9.50 range. So that also is the target area. 877-927-6648. Isn't that cool how Leonardo Fibonacci works all the time? We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. And in the pre-markets here, a couple of companies out with earnings before the bell. One of those is good. Campbell Soup, CPB, is the ticker symbol. Campbell Soup closed at 47.63. Their last trade fired off at 48.69. That's up about a little over 2% this morning. Let's see, what do they show here on their numbers? They generated, let's see here, what was it? Looking for the comparables, and why aren't the comparables jumping out at me? They did 9-month Campbell Soup 9-month net sales, $6.7 billion versus $6.09. So they did see some revenue growth there. Their Q3, there we go, Q3 net sales $2 billion versus $1.82. So a lot of soup being sold out there, and they are having a nice little jump here this morning. Also, we had JA Solar Holdings. JASO is the ticker symbol. As well, they were out with numbers. They are, let's see, they closed at 561, trading up 23% right now. Last trade fired off at $6.91 out here. Of course, let me see here. They had a Q1 loss of 1.06 RMB. That's in Chinese currency versus 1.28 from the prior year. So they're having a nice bounce out here. We've got Qihoo. I am not even sure how to properly pronounce it. Qihoo. That is also one of the China internet companies out there. Qihoo. I think that might be the chocolate drink out there. Anyways, we're going to call it. They are trading up here 11% this morning. They closed out at 41.05, trading right now at 45.51. We'll go check out those charts here momentarily. Let's first come back over here and take a look at Goldilocks. See what gold is doing. So gold here opens up last night, opens up this morning early this morning, down at the gets down to a low so far today. Intraday, we've seen a low of 1340.3. Took place at 140 this morning. Now, we can also see that gold had on the intraday chart, so we're just looking now. This is a 10-minute chart that I've got on my screen here, so we're really looking at a short-term intraday chart out here. What we can see is gold got into that oversold condition, worked its way off. It did it the first time at about 4 this morning, worked that condition off a bit, moved back up at as we came into the 8:30 session here, got into that overbought condition, I should say. Went ahead and worked that off. That's what it's doing right now. If I go ahead and I put the expansion and contractions of swing points, we can also see that as gold had moved up into that 8:30 a.m. time frame, up into that high of 1363, we were seeing both a 1.272 expansion of swing points, and that was from the close on Friday all the way down to the low that came in earlier this morning, as well as a 0.618 retracement. That 0.618 retracement coming in from the 9:20 a.m. swing point on the 17th on Friday all the way down to the low this morning. So you were working into it, not you, but that gold on the 10-minute chart was just simply bouncing up into an overbought territory and running into two of the Fibonacci numbers out there, one an expansion, the other a contraction. Now, we go take a look at the daily chart here, see what's going on inside the daily chart. Right now, you've got gold trading below sweet 786. That's the 1357, so just slightly below it. Looks to me like what Goldilocks wants to do. It wants to go test that 1321.50 level. That is going to be your swing point on the continuous contract. Down on April 16th low, 1321.50. Doesn't have the volume, doesn't have anywhere near that volume. You get it closed below it, though, and that says that gold will continue to run to a lower price. The most bullish thing, the most amount of information that we could get, because we now know that silver has moved down below its swing point, would at least be to see gold test that area. It will help you out to understand either the bullish or the bearish case right here. Right now, while you're down at that 0.786 level, looks like 100% move of a move is where gold is at least headed to, and that's 1321.50. Let's go take a look at a couple of these charts out here as far as JA Solar, Campbell Soup, and Kihu, Chuhu, whatever it might be out here. Let's take a look at JA Solar. Again, closing at 561. Right now, that's going to open up at about 670 or so. Let's pull this back here just a bit. See where 670 is going to pop us up into. At about the 670 price, looks like it's going to run into, run a little bit above that. You've got a little bit of a downdraft here. Well, it looks like you get this high volume bar from March 20th. The low there, 835. So at 670, it's going to take out its swing points as recently here as the early February, middle of February time frame. And that could actually be setting up an A to B equals CD up. So it looks like it's target here just initially right around the 835 to 980 level out here. If we take a look quickly at an A to B equals CD, the A to B equals CD pattern here says that, maybe about 750 or so. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit. And on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited to launch our brand new software charting program, The Art of the Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind software, Art of the Charts allows you to scan for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and much more. Art of the Charts is designed to help you when scouring the market for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, and even months searching to find. As part of our introductory pricing, we're offering licenses available at only $59 per month. We're so confident that you'll love this new outstanding piece of charting software that we'll even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Lock in your low price today by ordering your copy at TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow off 13 points, trading out at 15,341. S&P off a full point, trading at 1666. A little devilish out there. The composite down 267 at 34.96. Russell 2000 off a point, trading at 9.95. Google up $4 right now. Apple down $1.26. Microsoft back 6 ticks. Intel up 18. Cisco down 37 ticks right now. Leading the charge to the upside, you've got WebSense. WBSN is the ticker symbol. That is up 28%. WebSense to be acquired for about $1 billion in cash out there. How about that? Is that the that's the company that Yahoo is buying out there? No, that WebSense agrees to be acquired by Vista Equity Partners out here. So we got a number of course, we've been suggesting that we would start to see all kinds of mergers and acquisitions. That's what the cash is going to be used for. We know that companies here are struggling to make some top-line numbers out there, and that is going to be the easiest way in order to be able to do that. So, I expect we continue to see that for quite some time to come. We've got Solar City. That is up another 9% this morning. SCTY is the ticker symbol. That's up $4. I believe that had quite a move last week out here. Plains Exploration and Production, PXP, is the ticker symbol, up about 7%. That's up $3 and change. Freeport McMoran plans to declare supplemental dividend. No, what's that? Let's see, what else do we have out here? PXP to declare special $3 per share dividend out here. We've got Chuhu. My apology for not really knowing how to pronounce that one. QIHU. I can give you the ticker symbol again, up 7% this morning. Tableau Software, DATA, is the ticker symbol. They're up 4%. That's up $2 and change out here. 3D Systems, Triple D out here, up $1.85. That's up 4% this morning. Cabot Oil and Gas, COG, like Cog Hill, what a great golf course that is. COG, they are up about 3% this morning, up a couple of bucks. First Solar, FSLR, up 4% this morning. To the downside, it's Apple leading the charge. Not much of a charge, though. That is down like about a buck right now, so not a lot. Pop into the downside. Red Hat, haven't looked at that stock chart in forever. RHT is a ticker symbol. They're off $1.48 right now. That's off almost 3% here. Xenoport Inc., XNPT, that is off 17% this morning. Yikes. That is down a buck, so it's a stock that trades in the $5-6 area out here, but that is truly the what is getting the kibosh out here. We got CarMax. KMX is a ticker symbol. They're off about $1.50, so not a lot. Tesla Motors, how about this? Tesla Motors is down 46 cents, maybe 20 cents out there. That has been a little rocket ship. So let's go start peeking around here at some of these equities that are moving. And let's see. Let's go take a look here at so Campbell Soup. We talked about Campbell Soup earlier. That did open up open up higher this morning. It did actually gap up higher, but it has been trading off ever since that. It opened at a price point of $48.70, trading at $48.20 right now. Volume-wise, 280,000 shares, so not a big deal. The swing point that it was dealing with from May 16th, just 2 trading sessions ago, 1.3 million shares out at 48.43. If we pull Campbell Soup all the way back here, let me put this on a longer-term chart out here. So Campbell Soup is up at its highs, all-time highs. If we take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern, coming off of the April 2009 lows, that would be your A point. Your B point was out here on August 31st, 2010. That was a price of $37.59. The retracement that it does here into August 31st, down at $29.69 out here. If we take a look at that retracement level, what was that B to C leg? Well, the actual 0.618 number would be $29.58. It got down to $29.69. You got to love that, folks. That's why you want to certainly be paying attention to your retracement ruler out here. Now, what we can see here is that this is up above the 1.272 A to B equals CD. That says that 50.75-ish is over the long haul. Where Campbell Soup wants to head to, as it does that, it'll make a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD out here. Maybe actually forming a little butterfly pattern. Let's take a look at that. For that, we would go ahead and take the swing point high inside Campbell Soup as of February 28, 2007. 42.65 out there, and all the way down to our 8-point low coming into April of 2009. So the 1.618 butterfly, you can see right now what it's formed here is the 1.272 butterfly. So the price range for Campbell Soup, assuming that it is able to stay above this 47.60 area, should be somewhere between 50.70 to 53.79. That is on Campbell Soup. Good. Let's go take a look here. Not that their soup is really good for you. I think probably start taking a look at all the salt and everything else they've got in there. But let me not digress out here. Let's just take a look here. Here's that Kihu, Q-I-H-U, right now trading out at 44.38 out here. That is up so far this morning with about 1 million shares. On Friday did 3 million shares to the upside out here. Let's go see where this thing is headed to. Let's put this on a longer-term chart as well. Let's put this on a weekly chart. And so if we take a look at the B point on this equity, we would take a look at for an A to B equals CD up. We'd use March the 8th out there, 34.90. There was 18 million shares, and that was passed with 15 million shares here. So we didn't get the confirmed volume on that move, but let's go take a look at what that A to B equals CD pattern here actually looks like. That says that Chuhu should head up to about the 48.83 level. Right now trading at 44.40. If we take a look here at JA Solar up and over the swing point with volume. So the swing point, the B point, is the February 14th level, $6.14 a million shares. And you're up over it already today with 1.5 million shares. So let's go back and let's fill in that A to B equals CD. Now, your 8-point on JA Solar, that's going to come from your swing point low here on November 21st, 2012. That level, $2.91. It's your 8-point. Your B point, February 14th, it was celebrating Valentine's Day. As it was doing that, it got up to $6.14. pulls back, looks like it made about a 0.786 retracement here as it pulls back into the April 5th time frame at $3.37. You can see the 1-to-1 was $6.60. 748 is your 1 to 1.272 range. We take a look at where, didn't mean to do that. Let's take a look at where this thing is going to likely run into resistance, and it's really right here, this high volume bar from January 19th. If we take a look at, we'll just mark this with a black line, both the high and the low of this candle session. The low is going to be $8.65. You can see you've got a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD. I suspect that is where this equity wants to travel to. This is JA Solar. Now, on the daily chart, it most certainly is in the overbought territory, but looks like this thing could easily run. 747 is certainly in the cards, and I don't see why it couldn't just drag itself up to about the $8.58 range out there. Let's see. We took a look at gold. We took a look at silver. Let's go peek in on light sweet crude. Let's go see what that is doing. Then we'll take a look at bonds. So light sweet crude here, backing off just a tad today, trading out at 95.56 on the daily chart, neither overbought nor oversold. Looks like this really wants to at least make a run. It's trading inside the most recent swing point candle high from May the 6th out there. That low, 94.85, the high, 97.17, and at least looks like it wants to go test that 97.17 area, and if it can do that, no reason for it to not make a run for the highs of the middle of February, around the 13th, out at 98.18 up to 99.52 out here. Light sweet crude just really does not want to back off, and right now trading down just slightly at the moment. We go take a look at bonds, see what bonds are doing here. Bonds gave up all of their Thursday gains. They had nice gains on Thursday. They did that on Friday. Volume accelerated a bit, but it was coming into a session here where it had broken out. Looks like bonds here, what bonds have done is they made a 0.618 retracement, that number 143.30. This is the beginning of an A to B equals CD up. That'll take bonds not just back to the most recent consolidation highs at May the 1st out here, but likely will go ahead and send bonds up to about the 152.22 level out here. So right now, as long as bonds are able to maintain the low, that means stay above the low of 143.16. That's your low from April the 14th. Then that is, in fact, what it's doing. You can see bonds coming from the sold level, made just a small bounce for a couple of days. We'll see if, and this is one of the charts that we're certainly going to want to be paying attention to inside the markets to help us to identify whether or not there's going to be any type of change in trend out here. If that is ever going to take place again, this may just simply be a market that only has one direction, and that would be the way up. But there's a number of different patterns out here in the marketplace that say, caution Will Robinson. One of those, as you know, we've been watching, that is the Euro-Japanese yen currency pair. The black line that you see here on the screen, the black line is of the S&P 500. So, again, this is directional, and so you can see that from a directional standpoint, the Euro-Japanese yen does a really great job of correlating to the price action and price movement in the markets. Unlike the U.S. dollar index, which is the red line here, now I've inverted that so that it would maintain the similar trend that you could take a look at. In other words, if the U.S. dollar index is getting stronger, which it has been, you can see it moving down on my screen out here, you would expect to then, if you believe that the U.S. dollar index is going to be what's going to drive the direction of the markets, you would have expected to see the S&P do the same. But that's not what we see out here. The U.S. dollar index here certainly having a directional impact with regard to Goldilocks, silver, light sweet crude, yes, and a little bit of no. But with regard to the currency pair to really track the markets here in the U.S., and that's cool. It's just simply to go out and be able to find out which one is doing that or ones are doing that. That's the euro and Japanese yen currency pair, and that's made those nice Fibonacci expansion numbers, 1.272, 1.618. In order for these markets to really move higher with substantial conviction, you're going to have to see the top of May 14th taken out. That would be 132.76. And if that happens, it's giving you an idea as to the direction of the market continuing its travel northward. At this stage here, all that we have seen is really just a move sideways ever since that expansion pattern, that butterfly pattern, was formed on May the 14th out there. Right now, trading back just a bit lower, and we can also see that as the Euro-Japanese yen is up in this area, it is also in towards that overbought condition. So it does say, at least it says to me, hey, be careful out there. Now, the U.S. dollar index, its impact on the commodity sector, that is absolute out here. No question about that. And as we take a look at the King has officially taken out that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. This is the weekly chart that we are looking at on my screen right now. We know that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern, that was in effect from the time period of March 15th, 2013, all the way to May 10th. So it was there for about 2 months, just simply moving sideways. And once that breaks out, we know that turns into what? All right. That's right. That turns into a butterfly. Not only that, on the weekly chart, and that's what we're looking at on my screen here, this is the first time, last week was the first time, that the horizontal resistance level, and that's the resistance level that was set by the August 27, 2010, bearish engulfing candle, albeit small, the top of that, 83.64. That ended up being resistance. We saw that resistance tested back in June of 2012. And then it just simply moved sideways. It rejected that area. We saw it was tested again July 13th, 2012, was tested again with conviction, then to the downside on July 27th, 2012 out there. And then it was tested one more time recently, April 5th. Now, last week, what did it do? Broke through with conviction. Now, that is that is truly a change in polarity inside the market. Now, you'd have to say that the U.S. dollar index, just simply on the weekly chart, that truly has broken out. Now, as all breakouts, what you can expect, doesn't have to happen, what you can expect is actually a move back to test that area to see if it truly is a full breakout. Now, what the U.S. dollar index has done here, it's made its 100% move of a move. That's coming off of the swing point from July 27th. That was 84.25 out there. What we saw last week, it got up to 84.51, closed at 84.35. So that's the 100% move of a move. If all we see is just simply a sideways move, again, we're looking at a weekly chart on my screen here. If we just simply see a move sideways out here, just building cause to do the next thing, which is to turn into the butterfly pattern. And the butterfly pattern, that's going to be either 1.272 or 1.618. And if we take a look at where those price levels are, 1.272 is 85.78, and 87.73 is the 1.618 butterfly. When a 0.786 Gartley pattern fails, whether it's a buy or a sell, doesn't matter, it will turn into, more often than not, and I mean more often than not, we watch that happen, certainly inside the Qs, inside the NDX 100. Didn't matter what Apple was doing. We watched that Gartley sell pattern also fail. That has turned into a butterfly, a 1.272 with a threat of becoming a 1.618 butterfly pattern. But here, the U.S. dollar index telling us that it also wants higher price. And that's going to make it interesting with regard to what is the play on Goldilocks or silver out here, because the U.S. dollar index, it's screaming that it wants higher price out there. 877-927-6648. Dow back about 30 points right now. S&P off 2. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow's off 30 points right now. S&P off a couple. Let's go take a look here at what is moving inside the markets. But let's take a look at what is moving largest to the downside. Let's start off with the NASDAQ out here. Let's go see what is the biggest drag right now this morning. That is Seagate. STX is the ticker symbol. So let's go see what Seagate is doing. It's trading off just a bit this morning, now at $40.72 out here. So let's go see what she is doing. Now, Seagate here broke out with some decent volume on the May 2nd out here. Did that with 14 million shares. That was taking out a little resistance area that was set up really by the January 23rd level out about 37.94. So where Seagate would be pulling back into would be that breakout area. Now, if it does that on some lighter volume, may not be a bad place to take a look at taking a stab at it. Volume so far today, 466,000 to the downside. Again, that was up with 14 million shares. We've been trading for 25 minutes here, so the pullback. And right now, you've got Seagate is the weakest percentage-wise to the downside, off about 70 cents here inside the NDX 100. So Seagate, that's one of those stocks I would probably put on my chart to be paying attention to. It was traveling in, nice consolidation range. Again, had that nice little breakout. Made a high here recently with 5.4 million shares. That was on May the 8th. The pullback was on 10 million shares, so that pullback was a little bit of caution. But again, that 10 million shares going into 14. So long as Seagate pulls back into this gap area here, that would be set at the May 1st candle, right around the 37.22 level. May not even get down to that. It may only get down and test the May 2nd bottom. It'll break out there around 38.05. And if it can do that on less than, ideally you'd like to see it do it less than on 6 million shares out there. Maybe if you were looking at Seagate, or let's say you're in Seagate, you'd want to make sure that you're monitoring this as well to make sure it's coming back into those areas on light volume. You've got Cisco is the next. Now, Cisco had broken out last week. CSCO is the ticker symbol. That is the second biggest drag right now inside the NDX 100. And let's go take a look at this here. Cisco, let me get rid of the A to B equals CD patterns out here. Cisco certainly is in the overbought now. If we take territory, if we do take a look at this, this is going to be very important for us to be paying attention to because we're out with some nice numbers, some good guidance out here. We can see the big gap up with big volume here on May the 16th, 201 million shares. The reason why we're going to want to watch Cisco is because that potential for that island top that is out here. In any type of gap down below 23.36 would actually go ahead and set that up. And that would be a problem because that would strand a whole heck of a lot of passengers out on that island. Not in place today, most certainly, but something that we'll want to be paying attention to over the course of the next few days out here. If I pull this back, let me see if Cisco has any other island reversal formations out here. And it does have this one right here. Of course, this was, we're looking at the time period back in 2010, created a very big island reversal pattern. Now, this didn't have the same type of upthrust move to the upside as we most recently saw, but you're looking at the time period of November 4th, 2010, through the time period of November 10th out there, and then boom, this thing gapped down with big volume on November 11th, and that went ahead and continued on down all the way into the August of 2011 timeframe. It was a big island reversal because it was at about $24. It took more than a 50% haircut. Our time is up, and time just flies. Folks, remember this. You have an amazing power within yourself, and that power is so strong it'll create a life of abundance, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, but most of all, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. Have a great Monday, folks. Look forward to seeing you if you or seeing you in the morning. Take care.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, the roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.